Was being aware of that part of what gave you confidence that he could train you? And the other thing is, like, he grew up swimming for Coach Jones at Eastern Michigan, who's one of the most legendary coaches in the state. And so he learned, he knew something, and then he was also well into his career. And at Stevenson by that time, he had established himself. Did all of that kind of add up and you having some confidence that you could trust him? Because having so much confidence with Brad, I can imagine something for anyone else required a little bit of leap of faith.
Yeah, it definitely does. But I mean, I always like to think no matter what coach you're under, you're going to do better if you trust them. And if you trust in your coaching, you trust in the quality of the practices you're getting, then you're going to do well. But it was definitely, I didn't have a ton to risk in my mind. I was just coming off of Olympic trials. It was kind of time to take a little step back for a second. And I was able to do morning practices with them. So I was just always if I don't like it, I'll just stop, So, I was aware of how good Shu was, but again, in my head, I was I was a great swimmer, but I don't feel like I'd make a great, elite level coach right now. So, it was kind of I'll try the practice out and see how they are. And, I got in the water and loved it. He pushed me hard too. The club swimming was definitely more yardage. But the high school swimming, his practices were hard. They pushed me. They were tailored to the top group we had. We had a pretty deadly top group to get second in the state that my senior year. So
knowing Shu, he's a competitive guy. I can imagine that there was no way he was going to allow the storyline to be out there that he didn't help you at all. I couldn't imagine him being happy with the idea that it took away from you. Sorry, my kids are having a little family coup right now in the house.
Yeah, I definitely have a couple of great moments with Shu. Probably one of them, I think it was my junior year. We had some meet on the east side, and he had some sort of rivalry with the coach, which I absolutely loved. And he was looking at the record board, and I remember he came up to me with the event entries. He was like, do you think you get both? It was two events that were kind of back to back. I think it was 200 IM and 200 free were back to back in high school swimming. He's like, do you think you could go this in the 200 free and turn around and do this in the 200 IM or vice versa? And I was just yeah, I think so. He's like, good. I really want Stevenson up on that board. And I was like, let's do it. So it was fun, a fun dynamic like that, where he really trusts me. And I think a good part of our relationship was I was just hey, I don't care where you put me. Let's just put me in the places to win. I'm not a backstroker, but if you need me to crank out 100 back or do something on a relay, just put me wherever you need me. Let's go for a win. I definitely wasn't a prima donna of I only swim this or I'm tired today, put me in a 50 kind of thing. I was just let's do it. Wherever you need me, I'll go.